friends, it's Amanda here from Fun Hands-On Learning. Today I'm going to show you some activities from our Bible Truth Fun for Young Ones curriculum bundle. So I've shown you some activities a couple of months ago. They were the beginning activities from, let's see, I think I showed you Noah, I showed you Adam and Eve and a couple of other activities. And in this video, I'm going to show you some of the newer ones that I've created. So currently, the entire Old Testament is finished, and I am currently working on the New Testament activity stories. So be on the lookout for those. If you are interested to see what we are learning and how to use these activities, I am so excited to show you. So let's get into it. Okay, the first activity I'd like to show you in this video is this activity that works on the story of Jonah. And in each of the hands-on activities for this curriculum, you will see that students are either retelling the story, or they're trying to tell about the characters in the story, or in some way just telling the story so that you know that the students have listened and they understand what the Bible is trying to teach them. So, of course, we want all of the stories to point to our ultimate redemption in Christ. And the entire Old Testament points us to Jesus. And then we get to the New Testament, and of course, there's Jesus. So we want these Old Testament stories to not only be inviting and exciting for the children, but we want them to see Jesus in the stories. And so as they retell them, as they learn them, I hope that you are reiterating to them that we're looking for our ultimate Redeemer. We're looking for, in this case, Jonah was a messenger to bring God's message to the people. And someday, the best messenger was going to come, and it was going to be Jesus. And so that's what we want to point them to. So anyways, let's get into this activity. This is the first Jonah activity. I might have time to show you the second one in this video, but we'll see. And what the kids are going to do is there are 3 characters that we're going to focus on in this story. We're going to focus on Jonah, the whale, and God. And then we have our story cards. Now I have attached each of the story characters that we're focusing on to a cup. So all you basically need are some plastic cups, and then I just taped them. Literally, there's just a little piece of tape, and I taped each character to the card. Oh, of course, I always laminate all of my items. So these are laminated characters, and these are laminated. I didn't print them on anything special. I just printed them on regular printer paper and laminated them. Same with these. So you don't have to use like cardstock or anything. I just printed on regular paper. And then I always print the direction card on label paper, and I add it to my Ziploc bag where I store the activity. Okay, so that's what that is. And it's got the directions on there. But now I'm going to show you how to do it so we don't need those directions. Okay, so let's scoot you in a little bit more. And we have our cups here. And then what the kids are going to do is they're going to read their cards, and they're going to decide which character it's talking about, and they're going to put it in the cup. So this says, swallowed Jonah in one big gulp. Well, that would be the whale. Disobeyed God and went the other way. That would be Jonah. Okay, so basically they're just going to read and see who did what. Stayed inside the whale for 3 days, Jonah. Again, being inside the whale for 3 days is a reflection on Jesus and how he died, and then 3 days later he rose again. All right, so finally went to Nineveh to deliver God's message. He did that finally at the end. Now you can also, after they're done sorting the cards, you can also have them put the cards in story order if you want. Okay, told Jonah to go to Nineveh, that was God. Caused a great storm to happen, that was God. Spit Jonah out onto dry land, that was the whale. Prayed to God while inside the whale, that was Jonah. Was thrown out of the boat. I'm sorry, can you even see these? That was Jonah. And the people of Nineveh listened to him and started loving God. They listened to Jonah. All right, so when the kids are done, you can check and see if they got the cards all in the right cup. You can also have them take a dry erase marker and then write the person on the back of the card, in case you are going to check it later when the cards are mixed up again, to see if they got it correct. But yeah, there's the first activity. Let's go on to another one. Okay, friends, this next activity is for the story of Daniel in the lion's den, and it is the second Daniel activity. For this activity, it comes with this die, or this paper die that you make yourself. I just printed it. Actually, I think I did print this out on cardstock, and then I just taped it together. And then it comes with this mat. I don't waste laminating paper to laminate these. I just put them in these little plastic sleeves. Okay, so there's just a tip for you. And then it also comes with cards like these. Okay, so for this activity, what the children are going to do is they're going to roll the die, and whoever it lands on, this one landed on God. So they're going to look on their mat and they're going to decide or find something that God did in the story. So I'm going to look here and I see this one. Okay, this one says, rescued Daniel and deserves all the glory. That would be something God did. So we are going to, you can use manipulatives to cover up the answers. So these are little manipulatives that I have here. They're just little squares, and you can have the children use those to cover up their answers. So basically they would just roll and then they would continue to cover up their answers with these little manipulatives. Or you can use the story cards that I have. And once they found their answer, so here's something God did, they would find a card that says God. They would cover it up like that. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and roll again. And this time I rolled Daniel, so I need to find something that Daniel did. And he prayed with the windows open toward Jerusalem, giving thanks to God. That's something Daniel did. So I'm going to find Daniel and I'm going to cover that up. Okay, so you can either do this activity with the little cards it comes with, or you can have some manipulatives and have the kids do it like that. Now, I thought I had some erasers that were lions, and I was going to have them cover up their answers with those, but then I realized that the erasers that I have are tigers, and I was like, oh, that doesn't work. So we're going to, when we do the activity, we haven't done it yet, we're going to use the cards. I think that will be the best bet. But either way, it's a super fun activity. Let's go on to another one. Okay, this next activity is a really fun activity working on the birth of Moses. So here I have just the activity card. I have laminated it and I have attached it to a craft stick just with some tape. And then in order for it to stand up, I use a little bit of Play-Doh and I roll it into a ball. And then I stand up the stick in the Play-Doh, and then it usually will stand. So here is my title. And then what the children are going to do is they are going to put the story in order, or they can just basically retell the story using the picture cards and the story cards. All right, so I already put all of the story cards in order, but the children are going to have to put them in order. And so what you have them do is you put them in order and I will like place them down. So the first thing that happened in the story is Pharaoh was afraid of the Israelites. Then Pharaoh forced the Israelites to work and build cities for him. Pharaoh commanded that all the Israelite baby boys be killed. Then what you want to have them do is they can match picture cards to what happened. And I attached all the picture cards to craft sticks. And again, you can have them stand them up. So here's Pharaoh. And I would basically have the children take a little bit of Play-Doh, roll it into a ball. And as they're putting the cards in order, find a picture that goes along with it and put the pictures in order as well. So here we've got a Pharaoh here. Okay, let me see if I can get you a better picture of this. Sorry, guys. All right, so then he commanded that all of them should be killed. So there is a picture for that. Here's this one. All right, and so again, they would do the same thing. They could stand it up. Okay, the next thing that happened in the story is Moses' mother hid him for 3 months. So I put that card down, and then I'm going to find the picture card that kind of goes with it and place it in the Play-Doh. So once the kids are done, they're going to have all of their whole story laid out in order, and they're going to have all the cards in order as well. Okay, so the next one would be when Moses could no longer be hidden, his mother put him in a basket. So there is a picture card here that would go with that. Okay, and again, they would just put it in their Play-Doh. That way they could have them all standing up. So they would put them in order. They would have the cards laid out, and it would tell the entire story of Moses' birth. All right, this next activity is from the story of David and Goliath. And again, this is story activity number 2. And this is, it comes with a mat like this, and I give you some paper dominoes to use with it. However, if you have real dominoes like I do, you could just use real dominoes. If you don't, use the paper ones. And then it also comes with answer cards here. So how this works is on here, it gives you the directions. It says choose a domino and count the dots. So I would just have the students choose a domino, and I'm going to count the dots. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 is on my domino. So now I'm going to find the number 11, and that is going to be the question that I have to answer. So let's look here. All right, so question 11 says, how did God honor David's faith? And then to answer that question, I am going to look through my answer cards and find the right one. And I found my answer card. My answer card is, he helped David kill Goliath. Now, there are some clue pictures on here. They don't match exactly, but they do kind of give the kids a clue to what the answer might be to help some of our students who might struggle with this. Okay, so let's do another one just to give you another example. So I'm going to grab another domino. This one says 5, 7, and number 7 says, what weapons did David use to fight Goliath? So looking through here, I have this answer card, his sling and 5 smooth stones from the brook. I'm going to cover up that answer. So the kids are just going to keep on going until they have covered up all of them. Now, if they pull a domino and they get the same number that they've already done, then they just choose another domino and keep going. So this one I chose 10. What did David do with his sling? He whirled the sling around and then threw the stone at Goliath. So there's my answer. Okay, so they're just going to continue until they have covered up the entire mat with all of the answers. Okay guys, maybe in another video I'll have time to go through some more activities one by one, but let me just kind of give you an overview of a few of them. So here's an activity for the Bible story of Joseph, and basically what they would do is they would take a card and they would match up and put them in story order using clothespin clips. So here are like the story cards, and then if this was like, say this was the second thing that happened, they would attach number 2 with a clothespin clip to that one. So let's say this was the 5th thing that happened, they would attach it as well with a clothespin clip to it. Now, I'm sure those aren't the right order, but actually this one goes with this one because he's sleeping. So this is like him dreaming, because remember when Joseph had his dreams? Okay, so, but yeah, that is kind of how this activity works. I'm not going to go through all of them, or this video is going to be really long, but here's an activity, here's an example, excuse me, of one of the activities from the story of Joseph. This is the first one. There are 2 activities for each of the Bible stories that are included. All right, so then here's one that was the first activity for the story of Daniel, and they match up questions and answers for this one. Here is a newer one that I did recently for the story of Jonah. And basically they put the story of Jonah in order with the cards and with numbers. Okay. And here's one from the story of Joshua. I didn't show, I don't know where the other one is. This is the second one. The first one is not in my pile. But anyways, so this one are puzzles, and they put the puzzles together. They match the 3 pieces of the puzzle to answer the question. So the first piece of the puzzle is a question, then the second piece is a picture that would match it, and then the third piece is the answer. I'm going to stop the video here just because I think that I've shown you a handful of them and you kind of get the idea. If you want me to show you more in depth some of the other activities, leave me a comment here on YouTube, and maybe I can make another video showing you those. I'll probably do another video in the future with some of the activities from the New Testament. I know I've already done the Christmas story because I made that activity, Jesus's birth, I should say. I made that activity at Christmas time, so I've done a video on that. All right, so all that to say, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you are looking to get any of these activities, I will leave links below in the description box on YouTube. And happy learning. Bye.